My first surgery obviously was for scoliosis, and it went well. I had the hardware in my back, which if you're not familiar with that, it's basically the rods that they put in my back in order to keep my spine straight. After a couple of years, the rods in my back my body was rejecting them, and they had to remove them, and then they had to put them in again. So I got that surgery. It was okay, it was cool. And that lasted for quite a while, all the way up till the 8th grade. Right after middle school, I had to have surgery because my back did not like the rods. And when I had that surgery, I was in the hospital all through the summer, which sucked, but hey, I'm still here. Once I was released from the hospital, I was fine, I was healthy. So it's my first week of high school. It was freshman year, and it was not even within a week that I had to get pulled out of school. I was sitting at the computer doing typing classes. I was sitting there and I'm just like, ow. I think I pulled a muscle. Felt my skin was very inflamed, and I honestly thought I just pulled my muscle. I asked the teacher if I can go down to the nurse's office. The teachers have already been warned about this condition that I have, so they've obviously had like this panic thing when they're like, oh, Courtney, she has something wrong with her back, so we have to go, freak out. And I'm sitting there like, dude, calm down. It's just a pulled muscle. It's nothing, it's not that big of a deal. She picked somebody to take me down to the nurse's office because I guess I couldn't go down by myself because I was broken. I don't know. I get down to the nurse's office and they're like, yeah, we gotta call your father. And so my dad rushes down and he comes by and he looks at it. He's like, yeah, you didn't pull a muscle. You just broke your back. And I'm just like, I just completely went ballistic. He takes me to the hospital, the doctors look at it, they're like, yeah, we're gonna have surgery in the next 12 hours. For those who've had surgeries, know that when you go into a surgery, especially bigger surgery, you've had brain surgery, heart surgery, back surgery, you know that it's not, we're gonna go to surgery in less than 12 hours. Sometimes I would have to plan like 6 weeks, even 6 months ahead of getting a surgery. I was told that I'm gonna have surgery in the next couple of hours, and I'm just like, yo, you didn't give me time to process this. 12 hours come along, the doctors come in and they're like, okay, Courtney, we're ready to have your surgery. So I go into surgery, I come out, it was all fine, it was all good. I recovered well, they released me, and then I went on with my life for as long as, I don't know. I didn't go back to school right away. So I kind of rested a while, like a month or two, and one night I remember waking up. I got up to go to the bathroom. I just remember wanting to wake up, I needed to go pee really, really badly, and it was dark in my room, and I got up and I turned on my little side lamp and I started walking. I'm just like, this is really weird. I feel very faint. I have my closet doors, have a mirror on them, and I look over and I'm like, oh, this is not good. The rod that they put in my back, it came out. It just popped up, and I saw that and I yelled for my dad, and my dad's like, oh my gosh, and I had to go straight into surgery, and that surgery was intense. When I came out, they told me that my doctors would rather me go to a hospital school, which is a school where patients, anybody who's beating a life illness that needs constant medical care, but also of course an education. So they make this little school. There was only like 20 kids in it. I mean, from ages 7 to 20, and every kid is battling something. And yeah, so I spent 4 years in a hospital school with other people who have other illnesses. Made a lot of friends, lost a lot of friends to cancer, heart problems. At one point I was attending funerals like weekly. It taught me a lot, and I care a lot about others more than myself now, because you don't know what you got until you lose it. While I was at hospital school, I got this really bad blood infection to a point where they didn't think I was going to survive it. I had several minutes to live. I survived it, obviously. I would not be sitting here telling you guys this. And so they're like, okay, well, we need to do a big surgery, okay? Back surgery, it's always big surgeries. They're like, no, it's a bigger surgery. It kind of scared me a little bit because I thought spinal surgeries were big as it is, but I guess they were going to reconstruct my whole entire back, and so they flew in doctors from all around the world to work on a model of my spine. It was such a high-risk procedure that if they do one wrong thing, I'll end up either paralyzed, won't be able to walk again, and I really don't want to live like that. There's also a risk of me dying. Well, what happens if I don't get the surgery? They say if I don't get the surgery, I will be dead by 2013. And in that time frame, I would not be very happy. I would be in a lot of pain. If you kind of think it, your back is going that way, your spine's breaking and it's crushing all of your organs and your heart and your everything, and eventually you're gone. And I'm just like, nope, let's do the surgery. No, I am 17 at the time, but when you're 18 years old, I'm able to now make my own decisions. But since I'm gonna turn 18 while I am undergoing surgery, then I had to make this decision beforehand. So I made the decision just to get the surgery over with, knowing that there are huge risks of me dying. So I was just like, fuck it. I don't wanna live to a point where I can't function properly and I'll always be in pain. So they're like, okay. I got the surgery and they had to put me into an induced coma for I think a month. I'm not sure because I was in a coma. An induced coma, for those who don't know, is a coma that your doctors can put you in and they can easily take you out as well. So the reason why they put me in a coma is because the way that they operated on my back and the way that they put, I don't know what I'm doing. So when I had this surgery, my back was like hunched over. So what they had to do is they had to basically stretch me all the way out, and that caused the nerves and muscles to rip and tear. If you can imagine having every muscle and every tendon and everything just torn completely. If they didn't put me into a coma, I would have possibly have died from all the pain, and yes, you can die from being in too much pain. So they put me into a coma for that reason, and also because they don't want me to make any sudden movements that could easily shift or break anything that they've just worked on in my back. 25th of February, got my surgery, and I came out of my coma sometime in March. My birthday is on the 27th of February, so I spent my 18th birthday in a coma. And I would have to say being in a coma is actually pretty awesome. I mean, I guess. I look at the positive side of it. So hey, I got a whole month's full of sleep. Awesome. And I love sleep. And I'm so happy that I'm here, and I'm so happy that I'm able to sit here and share my story with you, and hopefully you guys can take something from this. It was hard, but I had amazing support. Yeah, that was my backstory. This is basically like what I've gone through, and I have a lot of scars. I have bumps on my back. It's taken me a long time to accept myself and accept my scars and my flaws, and I'm still learning to. And I would like to just share with you guys that you're beautiful. Everyone's beautiful. If you have a scar across your face, it's not a scar. It's a sign that you are here and that you've battled something and that you've overcome it, and now you're able to show it off. Yeah, I've had a lot of people teach me that, and I didn't think I was gonna ever make this video. I didn't think I was ever gonna have to sit here and tell you guys, but I would love to share this story with the world. I've shared it with many of my friends and many of my friends' friends, and I've loved to share it with the rest of the world. So if you're watching this, I love you, and I don't know you, but if you don't feel like anyone loves you, I love you. You can survive anything if you really put your mind to it. If you think positively and you get through things and you do your physical therapy, I mean, yes, you can complain, because people complain. I've complained, but at the end of the day, you gotta think about it as, hey, I survived this day, so tomorrow is a new day. Let's see if we can survive tomorrow. And that's all you need. All you need is a little bit of positivity, and you can survive anything. I've had a lot of other surgeries as well, but yeah, there's a lot more to it, and I'm still going through this, and my story is still going on, and I just wanted to thank everybody who's been there for me and who supported me. And I'm just happy to be here. And if you are somebody who is suffering from cancer, suffering from diabetes, suffering from any type of mental illness, I just want you to know that it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be all right. It's life, and life is just, it's hard, but we can get through it. And I believe in you guys. If you're watching this and you're trying to battle cancer, or if you're even trying to recover a sprained ankle, you can do it. Just put your mind to it and you can do anything. Yeah, I just wanted to make this video because I don't want pity. I don't want people to feel sorry for me. I don't want any of that. I just want people to take from this and say, you know, this girl has gone through a lot, and she's here, and she's able to put on makeup. Not very well, but she's able to do things that any other person would be able to do, and that's because she was able to keep positive. I'm not saying that I was positive all the time. I mean, we all have our negative days, but I've been positive enough to a point where I can sit here and I can tell my story. So, yeah, it's time. This is my story. I'm Courtney Stranger, and I am a survivor.